All right, guys. Well, the truck is. I think we're done now. Man, oh, the winds are blowing, Ladesh. Winds are blowing here. Hopefully the audio ain't too bad. But what they did here at PDW was cut the bumper because the bumper I had on it wrapped around the bedside here, and because now we have this flared bedside, it didn't fit around it anymore. But what they did was cut it. So it still is tucked in really nice here and just kind of open. You could even do like a plate on the side if you wanted, but that looks really cool. Actually, almost like a roll pan, but more aggressive. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. She looks good, man. She looks good. Does everything work though? Let's make sure. They're on now? Okay. So we have lights. We got lights. Okay, good, good. Okay, good. All right, we got lights. We got lights. Yep. All right, the left light is working now. Turn signal is working good. All right, that's perfect. Yeah, a little LED. Those are actually really good. The headlights were like Amazon. Those are Recons. They're good. I think she's ready. Ready for a new beginning, a new life as a daily driver for a young lad like myself. Well, I'm excited for her, man. I'm pumped. And I know a lot of people want me to keep it, but honestly, I would only be keeping it for the sake of keeping it, which I think is stupid. Like, why would I keep it just to like have it sit there? And I get it, like it is a part of the channel, but it should be driven, and it should be driven every day, and I'm not gonna drive it every day. It should be used as a freaking truck. It'd be stupid. I don't know, I get what some people are saying, like you should keep it around, but I'm not in the business of creating a museum, right? Like I don't want it to sit there. That's to me, that's silly. Cars, you guys know I drive all my vehicles. They're meant to be driven. And this should be driven. What we'll do is we'll get it detailed at CR, fully detailed, so you guys can see it like as good as it can be. Fully cleaned up inside and out, and then I'll show you a final overview, and then it's gone to its new owner, Ladesh's brother. And I'm excited for him. I think he's 19. I mean, I would have killed for that truck when I was 19. I didn't get that truck until I was 20. He'll use it and drive it every day, and I did see your comments about like, oh, you should keep it. It's a part of the channel's history, and part of what made your channel what it is today. And of course, I mean, everything I've had, you could say that. I mean, the Hellcat was huge for the channel, the first Corvette, all those are gone. And the Duramax, of course, was always a little bit more special, but to me, it's so silly just to keep something for the sake of keeping it when it should really be used. And I truly mean that. Like, I don't know, I'd rather see it get driven. That whistle is so insane. Sounds so good. Oh yeah. It's a big girl right there. The wide fenders, the black headlights look real good. I mean, that thing is pretty sick, I gotta say. I love the way it turned out with that wide body. She goes, spooling away. Here we are at CR, and we're gonna drop off the OG, pick her up tomorrow, and I'll show you the truck when she's all done and cleaned up. I am pumped to see it in its final form. It almost made me sad a little bit because she looks very, very pretty. Now there are still a few little things that like I would love to get done to make it absolutely perfect for me. Like this isn't drilled in right, so if you take the cap off, the hose falls, but you can just reach around and put it back in. So like connecting that, but just a little tiny stuff. But it's pretty much, I mean, there, as you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm looking at it on film and it looks incredible. And don't get me wrong, like it's not, like I said, it's not perfect by any means, but it's really good and it's really close. And I feel like it's at a point where, you know, I think it's a pretty cool rebuild. And I mean, it looks fantastic. It really does. Check out the inside. The inside is the best part because that was never damaged in any way. And I always took really good care of it. So, I mean, this is like, I mean, it looks brand new. Never redid the seats or anything like that. They were always just, they were in great shape when I got it. And you guys know, like I said, I took care of it very well. So this is all original. This is from 2005. And I mean, look, there's no wear on the seat. I guess I'm not that fat after all, but no wear on the seat at all. You know, even like the parking brake is this is all original, all in really nice shape. Looks brand new. Got your switch there for the 5 tunes. I keep it on 3. 3 is your, I believe 3 is heavy toe, 2 is light toe, 1 is like mild, 4 is your street tune, and 5 is race tune. So 3 is a good number to have it on, which is where it's at right now. But yeah, if I hop up in here, you can see, I mean, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. Dash cam set up, wire for the head unit. You know, everything's in really good shape here, and I had this cleaned out. That's all good to go. You do have your 3rd seat in here if you ever need it. So you got that. I have the other mirrors in the back. I ended up having them look at these, and they cleaned up pretty good. They're not quite as like black as I'd like them, you know, but you could repaint that. But I figured it turned out pretty good, so I left those on. The front end is the best part. With the blacked out headlights, looks really cool. The grille in there, color matched on the side. And then the nice freshly painted front bumper with the winch. Winch is working, by the way. Already tested that. LED lights work, we know that. So you have the LEDs in there, but yeah, she's nasty. And alignment is pretty good. It's not 100%, but you can see, I mean, the wheels aren't really, you know, bowed out or nothing, or you know, turned bad. Like, it's pretty good, but it should get like a proper alignment done by a real shop. But I just didn't have the time to get that done yet. And Shane doesn't have an alignment machine at his shop. He can do it by hand and like just adjusting himself, and he does a pretty good job. He gets it really close, but a proper machine would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty much the end of the line for the OG guys, and honestly, I'm excited. It's been a really long process to get it redone. Sorry, you're looking into the sun. But I'm excited for the next owner, and I'm excited to be, you know, done with it, because honestly, it was kind of stressful having to worry about it and get every little thing done, and driving to here and there and to the body shop and to different shops and to get everything done and buy all the parts for it, which was a long wait to get the body panels and everything else. So it's been a really long process, and I'm excited to be like at the end. Actually, I'm very excited, and I think the ending of it going to somebody who's going to daily it is a better ending than having it here and then what? Then it just sits here in the driveway. Like, that's not cool in my opinion. I'd rather have it go to, you know, this is a 19-year-old. He's gonna have a blast with the thing. And I was driving it home today from CR, and I was sitting there thinking, like, as I was driving it, how cool it is. Like, yeah, you know, I would like to, I'm the kind of guy on my vehicles, you know, I think by now, every little detail has to be like done and matching and really good. But on that truck, there's a few things, like I said, that I would love to change. But as I was driving it, I was thinking, he ain't gonna care. And it should go to somebody like that, rather than me sitting here nitpicking it. But I mean, yeah, she's ready and runs really good. That angle right there, I think, is really sweet. I love the wide body look. More people don't do it, and after seeing it done, I kind of get why, because it's a lot of work. You have to cut the fenders out of the front fenders. You have to cut the bed sides apart. Like, it was not easy at all to get this done with the wide body. I kind of thought like the wide body would go on top of the fenders because it's wider anyway. So I thought, okay, you put the wide body ones on top and it'd be kind of easy, but it's a really big process. Like, it's like, don't buy fiberglass wide body fenders for your truck if you don't want to cut your whole truck up. Now, for this truck, it didn't really matter. Most of the panels were in really bad shape, damaged anyway. But it's labor intensive. However, I think it turned out really cool, especially when you look. I mean, I'll show you up close. I mean, look at that. That's a fiberglass bedside. Now, you still have your metal bedside underneath. You can see how it's like goes over the top of the bedside, but the whole inner part of the bedside is cut out. And I think that looks amazing. Like, you wouldn't know that that's not metal right there. I mean, it looks great. It looks factory. And it gives the truck a really cool look. Like, if you saw this truck next to a regular one, you'd be like, wow, the regular one is really boring. And that's true. Same thing as I feel like when I see my TRX next to a regular truck. Once you're used to a wide body, a regular one looks kind of strange. And I feel like that's the case for these. Like, it gives it so much more presence. You have that wide fender in the front, got the flared side here, makes the body kind of more flush with the tire. I think it's really cool. Now, it is cool to have your tires out wide, like a stance to diesel. I still like that, but I think this was really different, and I'm super pumped about the way it turned out. Don't get me wrong, there are times when I look at it from certain angles and I'm like, that's sweet, and I would still drive that, but it should go, again, to somebody who is going to actually use it every day. And, you know, I did always say I'd be buried with that truck, so I always keep it whenever I sell it. You know, I sold it to Bobby. I didn't take any money for it, though. We didn't actually transfer the title, so it was his, but it was more of him just kind of driving it. And in this situation, I am sending the title over, but I still have in there, hey, if you ever sell it, I want first dibs. So I get it back if it's gonna be sold. So we'll see. Although this time it might be permanent, because I think he's gonna be pretty pumped about it. Don't be sad, guys. Don't be sad, and don't leave comments talking about, oh, you know, this is horrible. And be happy for the next person, and be happy that we are moving on to a new chapter for this beautiful truck that deserves to have a new life. So if you enjoyed, give it that big thumbs up. Take care and have yourself a great night, guys.